After quite a showing between both Rush Hour and Notif Unks, which if you haven't seen that one, I would recommend going back and watching it. We have another matchup, and on this side of the bracket, it doesn't matter as much for like making the playoffs. AI and Moldy Milkers are already secured in the playoffs. Both of them will be going to the final tournament. However, it is yet to be decided which one of those will be going as the number one seed and which one of those teams will be going as the number two. Currently, AI holds a one map lead over Moldy Milkers. So AI and Moldy Milkers are going to be trying to win every single map against the two worst teams in their division. So if either of them drop a map to one of these bad teams, one of these worse than them teams, the chances of them being that first seed become a little bit lower. So Krusty Krushers, I believe, are the team both of them will 3-0, but Microfish can be a little bit of a wild card, and they win some random maps at times. So I'm wondering if maybe they can give these better teams some struggles. However, first off, it's going to be AI versus Krusty Krushers. I fully expect this to be a 3-0, but I would recommend watching AI versus Microfish as well, because this is very important for seeding. Whoever can go away with clean 3-0s for these next two maps will be taking it. If both teams go 3-0, though, for both their last two matches, then AI will have it. They have a 1 point map difference. So, if AI manages to lose two maps and the other team goes perfect, though, then Moldy Milkers will have it. And then the tiebreaker, though, between the two teams, if they both are tied on map differential and stuff, it'll be head-to-head record. And AI currently holds the lead on that, so they will be the number one seed. A lot of the advantages fall into AI's lap. Chances are AI will be our number one seed. Moldy Milkers will be the number two. But that is yet to be seen. Let's go. Krusty Krushers AI. Krusty Krushers, nothing on the line for you other than almost, you kind of just want to lose. Simply because you will get a better draft pick next season. I mean, I think you already hold, like, the chances are you're most likely first pick overall no matter what. Your map differential is in the drain, so if you can somehow take a map off someone, though, you will be altering that playoff picture a little bit, which could help some teams or hinder some teams. I don't know if AI wants to be the number one seed. If anything, I think AI kind of wants to be the number two seed, because being the number one seed means they have to play against a... Actually, never mind. Now that I think about it, Rush Hour beat AI, and so did the team that's knocking on the door. Maybe they do want to be number one, because Logie Swords are a team that they have proven to be able to beat. However, Notif Unks have beat them, so you don't really want to face that team. You don't want that team making the playoffs. There's a chance they are going to get in, though. It depends on... Really, a lot is going to ride on that Notif Unks versus Logie Swords series. Going to be a playoff series, essentially. One team will be eliminated after that match, and the other team that wins will be sent to the playoffs. Alright, here we go. Bastion in the back line. He's getting jumped on by this Malga. Malga is actually finding him. Okay. Krusty Krusher's coming out strong here at the beginning. Gonna find some picks. Here comes the res. So, Krusty Krusher's gonna start pushing here. Not exactly what I expected from this at the start here. Krusty Krushers slowly pushing forward. They're going to find that Torb eventually. And here comes the rest of the team. They're going to come recontest this. Lucio's coming in a little bit deep. I don't know what he's doing. He's going to die. So AI getting a little bit overzealous here against a team that has been significantly worse than them throughout the season. But right now they're struggling quite a bit to contain them. Comes the slam onto that Bastion. Bastion getting very low. He's going to fall. So Krusty Krushers slowly pushing against this AI squad. Not exactly what I was anticipating going into this one, but they've won the first two fights. And they will cap this first point, it looks like. So signs of life from Krusty Krushers here. Not exactly what you want to see if you're AI. Losing any map against Krusty Krushers is going to spell a little bit of a disaster for you. May's going to get a little bit staggered or killed, I think. Oh, Mercy. Okay. Never mind. Mercy's going to die somehow. Wait, what is going on? What am I witnessing? What is this? This is overbots, baby. Mercy going to find that res on the Ash. She's probably going to die for it, but at the end of the day, you'd much rather have your Ashe up than your Mercy. However, it doesn't seem to matter too much as AI will stop them just at the end of this first point. Ashe getting a little bit staggered here, most likely. She does pop that dynamite. It's not going to find anything, though. And AI just doing what they do best. Holding at the very end of this point, and Krusty Krushers are going to have to put something together here if they want to win this map. If they want to be a thorn in the side of AI, maybe ruin their chances of being that first seed and having to go up against Rush Hour in the first round of playoffs. Here comes the Nano. Malga in the back line. He's not really shooting at anything, though. Mercy gonna be found by this ult, and that's not good. She is gonna go down. Ult's coming way better from the side of AI, and that is going to result in the Krusty Krushers' loss. Only a minute on the clock here. These Krusty Krushers really need to get something started. They almost have that Bob online. They have the cage. They have the Valkyrie. The problem is that there's a beat on the other side that they're going to have to contend with. So I think a lot of this is going to rely on how well that Bob is placed. Cage, pretty much a non-factor ult at times in 4v4, it feels like. Malga doesn't do exactly the greatest job isolating targets. It does slow things down, though, a little bit. He's going to slam onto this Bastion. He does get the cage off. Torb is stuck inside of it, and that is going to spell disaster for Torb, as he is kind of isolated. And Lucio's probably going to go down next here. So it looks like we will see a teamfight victory coming through for Krusty Krushers once again. Do we see them stay on this point? May getting a little bit of annoying stall coming through here from this May. I think she will eventually fall, though. She will. However, Torb and Bastion are back, and that's not what you want to see. If you are Krusty Krushers, they are eventually going to finish that kill off. They are getting off the point, though. Uh-oh, are they going to see not? Okay, no, they are contesting, so we are going to see Krusty Krushers push through this first point against AI. And the payload will continue to move. 2 minutes on the clock here. So not getting quite full held here against the best team in their division. Krusty Krushers are trying to give themselves an opportunity to play a little bit of spoil sport to AI in their seeding. Like I said, Krusty Krushers, or AI, really doesn't want to fight Rush Hour in their first matchup. Seems like a team that is very good against them. Alright, Bob onto that May. Gonna find the May. Gonna go after the Bastion. Probably gonna win that 1v1 against the Bastion. And he's gonna defeat the Torb too. So Bob just absolutely popping off, proving why he is one of the best ultimates in Overbots. Might be one of the best ultimates, but Ashe isn't exactly the greatest character. So I feel like Ashe could be a good low tier pick simply for that ult. If you're forced to, if you like have to force to pick between her and some other bad DPS, she might be the option just because that ult is very, very good. Okay, here comes May, coming in very quickly. Ana's going to be the first to fall. Can Mercy find this res, or is she even going to go for it here? Lucia's going to go down to the Ashe. However, looks like that will spell the end for Krusty Krushers as they get annihilated. Mercy not picking up the res on Ana is a bit odd there, but maybe it serves for better. Not just staggering more ults. Gonna have that Nano online. Krusty Krushers doing their best to keep themselves alive here. It's been a very rough season for them, as we know. However, you would like to play spoil sport against a team like AI. Could be funny. Ashe on the side here. She's not going to find much value. Does get the health pack. Fighting this Torb. She will fall to the Torb, though. Torb just beaming her down with those left clicks. So, no ults online for the side of Krusty Krushers. They are only going to get about one more fight. He's going to get onto this turret, doing some damage to it. He's going to take out that turret. Going to 1v1 this Bastion on the side. Bastion ult is coming out. It's going to go solely onto the Mercy here. Does actually miss her, but she will eventually fall to the scrutiny of the, okay, so looks like Ana's going to get the touch, but it's just not going to matter here. That will be a hold on second point coming through from AI, and it's just looking more and more Like, this is the dominant team we should be seeing. Those first two fights going the way of Krusty Krushers was a little bit odd, a little bit concerning, but they do get the job done, and I could very well see them just easily pushing through on their own attack. So, good start here for AI, trying to secure that first seed so they can face the worst of the Get Good division instead of the very strong Rush Hour. Only a few teams have bested Rush Hour. I believe Moldy Milkers, one of those teams, so Moldy Milkers might want to also be finishing in that second slot. They both are teams that can deal with different threats. And Moldy Milkers are the team that did beat Rush Hour, the only team that has done it, so very well could be a championship finalist, but they also have to go through AI, so it's just a weird thing of the matchups are going to be so important in playoff seeding. Very important. Whoever you're going up against, if it's one of the teams that counters you, it could spell curtains for your season. Moldy Milkers almost want to be second seed. AI almost want to be the first seed. So it creates this weird situation where it's almost better for both of them if they remain at their seeding they currently are at. I mean, for AI, it makes sense. You want to be number one seed, but for Moldy Milkers, you almost don't want to be the first seed because the other teams have proven that they are better against you than Rush Hour. Rush Hour actually kind of fell over against the tanky composition of Moldy Milkers. Okay, comes the Bastion. He's going to get on this honor very quickly. Doesn't exactly find the pick, though. Mercy's going to find that res. Krusty Krushers get together a little hold here, but Malga falling isn't exactly a sure sign of a long hold. So it's probably go the way of AI eventually. Ash getting a little bit held up here on low ground. She will eventually fall. And AI proving why they are such a force to be reckoned with in Overbots. They have been really scary all around. Tough team to deal with through and through. Has turned into a very rough situation for them. For this Krusty Krushers squad. They've had struggles all season long. Last season they were the undisputed best team in Overbots. They had 3 basically S-tier characters, which resulted in them pretty handily winning the championship. But this season it has been a completely different story. Can Mercy grab this res? She's not going for it. Really unfortunate for Krusty Krushers, as Mercy did not go for the res. The one reason she is on this squad is to get the res on the Mauga, but she just doesn't grab it. And it looks looking like AI is going to take this match, or this map, and going to go up 1-0 in this series. Unless there's some sort of miracle hold coming out on this second point, but don't expect that at all. Mauga doing a little charge back, not sure why. Going to be spamming into this May. The wall comes out to protect her. Bastion is in his special form of death. Going from the high ground, going to target that Mercy and kill her. Torp's going to be the next to fall, though, so a well worth trade for Krusty Krushers, as Bastion's probably going to fall next. Malga putting in some work here on the second point. Can he get this May? He will, so Malga just doing all he can to stump this AI squad. Lucio falling a little back here. I don't know what he's doing exactly. Here comes the May ult. It is kind of massive. Finding 2 members with the Torb and the... oh my gosh, and the May ult and the Bastion ult. All of those ults being invested. Malga's going to find one, but too little too late. Will probably just result in a full cap here for AI. I don't know if we're going to see any touch. They only do have one on the cart, though, so maybe there's an opportunity here. Nah, it doesn't look like it. So that will be map 1, going in favor of AI, more than likely. Unless there's some sort of last-second recontest here. Malga's going down, but I don't think he's going to grab it. And that will just be it. Krusty Krushers going down 1-0 in this one. AI taking the lead, continuing their chances of getting that number 1 seed. They really want that number 1 seed. Much rather face the Lowy Swords. If Lowy Swords make it in, that is. No Diff Unks still have their opportunity. And it seems like both those get good teams actually hold an edge over AI, so it doesn't really matter what you're seeded at. Havana going to be next here. Okay, so another back-to-back escort maps in this series. AI doing what they can to keep themselves as the number 1 seed in Never Back Down division. This team with no coach, really living up to the name of Artificial Inelegance, aka Artificial Intelligence. Now, as they no longer hold a coach, but they hold one of the best, actually the best record in Never Back Down division. Not the best record in the league, though. They have lost 2 matches. That belongs to Rush Hour, who have only lost 2 Moldy Milkers, the rival of AI. Alright, here comes Mauga. He is going to slam in there, going to get on this Lucio. However, his team falls behind him, and Ash does help him pick up that kill, but his team is gone. He's going to get on this Mei. Can he finish it off? He does. He is Mauga against the world right now as he goes onto this Bastion. Proving why. He does hold a spot in people's hearts for next season. I believe in next season he will be a force to be reckoned with depending on the team he gets on. I believe things like Mercy and Ana probably won't end up on the same team. They're probably going to be low picks in upcoming seasons. I don't expect anyone to be going after anything that doesn't just do a lot of damage. At least early. Some teams have to end up with the bad characters, though. It's just how the draft works, how the draft format works. Eventually you run out of good characters to pick, so it's just about picking the right bad characters. Alright, here comes Bastion. A big slam coming through. Mercy's going to be the first to fall. The sleep comes through. The huge anti, but when you don't have a whole lot of healing regardless, and you're just kind of there for damage, the anti doesn't really mean that much. Mauga's going to fall here, and this is going to be... Well, Mauga's still alive somehow. Okay, yeah, now he will fall. Uh-oh. Ash kind of getting shredded. Mercy's going to go down next, and man, oh man, AI looking like the squad we know. Very hard to play against this squad. That hour-long series we had earlier today is... not soon to be replicated here, I don't think, in this one. I think this one's more like a 30 to 20 minute match, especially with these escort maps. With Krusty Krushers on attack first. Makes the series go a little quicker. Anti's going to come onto the Torb, but his death doesn't really matter too much. Mercy's probably going to fall here. And the rest of the squad's going to get this figured out, as they do take down the Mauga and the Ash. Ult's coming online for AI here, as very little in store for Krusty Krushers. Mauga's going to go in pretty deep here. He's going to get... Well, he's actually fine right now. The Mei ult, however, is pretty massive. He's going to get that Mercy. Mercy's going to get picked off. Torb doing work. Despite the pick from Mauga, it doesn't seem to matter too much, as they are going to eventually clean him up. Ash going to get cleaned up on the back end of that one, too. Only a minute left. And your ults aren't that impactful yet. Bob is probably the most impactful ult they'll have coming online eventually. Torb getting a little bit overzealous here. He might get himself killed. Does back off, though. Ashe going across the way. She's getting shredded by this turret. Mercy ult comes out, keeping this Ashe alive. However, Mercy's going to get herself killed as she walks into the turret's range. She does eventually kill the turret, actually. But Ana going down isn't exactly great. The damage boost on the Ashe isn't doing anything. And that is yikers. This is looking like a full hold on Havana. Krusty Krushers just not exactly having a great season. And this is a testament as to why. Hanamaga going down. And that will be the last two members going down, and that is just it. The payload is about right here, I think, but like AI is not going to have any trouble pushing there, so this series going to go by very quickly here. AI not looking to drop a map as they go up most likely 2-0 in this series. And we will look forward to another one of those tankless matchups between AI and Microfish coming later today. The one after this, though, is going to be AI versus, or not AI, it's going to be Microfish versus not Molly Milkers. Yes, Molly Milkers. Yes, excuse me. Yep, that is correct. So, that will be the final matchup of these first, and then we'll see the repeat teams again, so everyone's first matches will be done after that one, is how I can word that properly, I suppose. And then we will have another round of 4 matches to go, the last matches between each team in their divisions. And then the tournament bracket will be created from there, as well as our all-star teams, which will include 1 member from each team in each division. That way we can have even our playoff teams involved. So each team will pick their member that they want to send. Could end up with full teams of tanks. Well, not really. 2 teams will definitely have at least 2 DPS. Or the Never Back Down division will at least have 2 DPS. So, can't have a full team of tanks because not every team has a tank. Okay. Mercy getting very low here. However, they're actually able to hold on to this first little hold. So, good start here for Krusty Krushers, but just look at how far they have to push it and you realize it's going to be a tough ask, especially with your Malga going down like that. Ashe trading out the Lucio. Ana going to trade out the Bastion, but just too little too late. Not quite enough work done. And this will more than likely just be the matchup. Might get one more fight. They're not pushing the payload yet, so see if Krusty Krushers can go get one more fight. They're still not pushing the payload, so I think they might be able to get one more. But my word, they take their sweet time getting to that. Still might not see a touch. No, we will see a touch. We will definitely see a touch. So, one more fight for Krusty Krushers to give themselves an opportunity in this map. Steal this away from AI, but that's all we'll see. Kind of spreading out a little bit from AI. Mercy's going to be the first to fall. Lucio's going to go down next, but probably the least worthwhile pick you can get on this squad. Bastion's going to fall, though. 2v2 on point. Ana does sleep the Mei on the side. Malga's going to fight this Torb. He's probably going to win this 1v1. Actually, Ana's going to go win that 1v1. And Mei is the last alive for AI here. Lucio's coming back, though. Mei does wall off the Ana. However, it looks like she's losing the fight to the Ana there. Ana's going in a little deep, though. Does heal herself up. So, 2 minutes on the clock here. Krusty Krushers looking like they're on the edge of defeat, but Ashe gets the nano. Going to fall, though, and that will just be it. 2-0 AI. Krusty Krushers made this a little bit closer. A little bit strange, too, how these maps have been going, but at the end of the day, it is 2-0 AI, and the chances of them securing this series are very high, as they only need one more map. And it will be an easy 3-0 for the better team. AI putting on an absolute dominant performance here. Going to Busan to finish this. AI versus Krusty Krushers. What an interesting matchup we have here. So, a 2-0 lead for AI. But we are headed to a control point now. Haven't seen Koth for a little bit. See how this goes, Busan. Maybe a map Krusty Krushers can do something on. We'll see. AI is just so threatening, though. Kind of expect a 100 to 0, 100 to 0 situation. Here comes the Bastion. He's going to be on this Ana immediately. However, Lucio's going to be the first to fall. Mercy going down and Ana, though, and that is just going to be the fight. Mauga's going to be the last to fall, and that will be an easy first point victory for AI. Locking it in here. So, good attack from AI will lead to them having control over this point. The Mauga team getting stuck a little bit on the stairs. Coming back around up top. Gonna drop down, but oh, never mind. Mauga just running away. And it's looking like the Bastion is going to fully broadside this team. And oh my word, Mauga, what an atrocity as he is melted. This is very quickly heading towards that 3-0 that I have been talking about. Okay, so yeah, Bastion. Never mind. Never mind, chat. Bastion is absolutely shredding this squad. And this is looking like a 1-0 headed into the next point. %70 built up and climbing. It's looking like if you want to win this, you're going to have to make a deal with something, some sort of higher deity. Most likely a 3-0 year. Not much to talk about. And that will just be it. 100 to 0. Coming through for AI on this first point. After some dominant escort maps. The dominance just continues on these Koth maps. And time is running out for Krusty Krushers to get anything done here. However, they pretty much have... Actually, after they lose this, they will, in fact, have the #1 pick overall in the draft for next season. So they can look forward to that. Any team in the playoffs, their chances at... well, so their standing position does not matter. However they finish, whatever placement they finish in playoffs will determine where they are in draft order. Just like last season, the finalists, I believe that it would have been the same either way, because I think Krusty Krushers had a better record overall than Loki Swords. So that would have stayed the same, I believe, even if it was by standings. But it will be by playoff positioning for those teams. For the rest of the teams, it's just decided by the standings. So this team will get first pick overall, and then I believe it will be Blazing Magi, because even though I believe my team beat Microfish, so my team is technically better than the bottom two teams, our division is tougher, so I only had to play those teams twice. So I only got 2 wins on the board, whereas Microfish got to play Krusty Krushers twice and got 2 dubs. And they have a little bit better map differential than my squad. So they will, in fact, get the 3rd pick, and I will be getting the 2nd pick overall. Just like this season, actually. But Krusty Krushers can look forward to a 1st pick overall next season, where I think they might be abandoning the Mauga. I would be dumping the Mauga after this season. I think I am, at least. I'm tired of seeing him. Blazing Magi will probably not be picking Mauga this season. I'll be picking a DPS. If not Bastion, it's Torb. For me, personally. That's the 2nd pick overall. 2 will go down here. Bastion putting in lots of work. And this is just looking like a 100-0 for AI. Not much to talk about here, as this has been incredibly one-sided. One of the best teams in the league versus the worst. It's kind of anticipated. Tale as old as time. I don't expect Anna and Mercy to end up on the same team next year. I believe the lower tier picks will probably be a little bit more accurately displayed. Hopefully for some of these lower tier teams. Avoid the support trap. Picking supports just seems to be more than likely a throw, unless you're picking very particular supports. Anyways, Overbots. First round of these, or the first games of these of this week are done. Everyone has their 2nd match to go. Oh wait, shoot, I'm done. No, there's still one more after this. My bad. And we can't play on Busan before, or again, because it's going to be 2 separate teams. But that's it. Anyways, sorry.